Hello, Algebra 1 students, and welcome back to your Semester 2 final review. We're looking at problem 49, which comes from lessons 10.1 and more specifically 10.2. We are asked what value of c will make x squared minus 24x plus c a perfect square trinomial. Now, in order to understand what a perfect square trinomial is, I'm going to show you in two different ways. First with algebra tiles, second with a box, and then actually third with a formula. So, algebra tile wise, if you remember this back to my 10.2 video, what ends up happening is we have a single x squared tile, right? Looks like this. And then we have negative 24 x's, so I'll do those in red. And I don't need to write them all out, but you can imagine that there are 24 of these guys coming through here, right? We'll pretend that's 24. Now, in order to turn this shape into a square, envision the square like so, right? A square has the same length on all sides. What's going to end up having to happen is, just like every time we do algebra tiles, we're going to have to take some number of my x's and put them on this side of the x squared, and some number of x's and put them on this side. Now, in order to make a square, in order to make this side equal to this side, we need the same number of x's. So in order to take the same number of x's, what do we have to do with our total number of x's? We have to split it in half. So if this was 24 x's, or negative 24 x's in this case, then we need to go through here and we need to put 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll do a little bit more, 9, 10, 11, 12. There need to be 12 x's there, and we need to put 12 on this side. We'll say that that's about the same length, give or take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good enough. 12 x's, 12 x's. So we have the same length on each side. That makes a square. Then the plus c part are going to be the 1 tiles, these little guys, like so. And the question becomes, how many little guys are going to, and we're going to have to redraw this of course, how many little guys are going to fit into this huge gap that's over here? Well, each little guy is going to fill up this little space here. We know of course that this space, and I'm going to erase those two and kind of do it like this. We know that this space is 12 long this way, technically negative 12. And we also know that it is negative 12 long this way. So if you have a space that is a 12 by 12, how many little ones are going to fit in here? Well, of course, that's going to be 12 times 12, which is 144. Notice it is a positive 144 because when you multiply, and we'll just pick a random spot here, when you multiply a negative x times a negative x, that answer is a positive. Okay, so we can see that what we did is we took half of our x's and then we multiplied that number by itself. Now, using a box might make this even easier to see, but the box is the same thing as the algebra tiles. So box method wise, what ends up happening is we know the inside of the box, and I'll use the same colors too, is going to be x squared. We have to split our x's in half, negative 12x, negative 12x. And then to find the missing space, let's actually figure out the outsides of the box. We know this will have to be x and x, negative 12, negative 12. So what is the missing piece that goes here? Well, negative 12 times negative 12 is positive 144. So we can see if you put the inside of the box together, it's x squared minus 24x with a positive 144. So our answer in two different ways is A. Now if you didn't want to have to do it either of these ways and you wanted to go straight back to the formula, which is totally fine, but it is a formula that's not on your formula sheet, what we need to do to figure out this c value is we are going to take this negative 24x, we're going to do half, and I'll do a half of negative 24, and half of negative 24 is negative 12. And then after you do half of b, you need to square b, And negative 12 squared is negative 12 times negative 12, and that is 144, which is for c. So again, that formula is half of b squared. So if you ever want to find the value of c, you just need to do half of b and square it, and you'll get your c value. So hopefully this video was pretty comprehensive to show you how to complete the square, or how to find the value of c that makes something a perfect square trinomial. Keep being successful and studying for that final exam. It's a great way to end off your semester feeling confident on your final.